During an interview with Football International from his home country, FC Barcelona player Frenkie de Jong talked about the hot topic of his possible contract renewal. In 2019, the Netherlands international signed a 5-year contract with Barca after leaving Ajax. But because then-President Josep Bartomeu postponed the midfielder's salary and imposed a new expiration date of June 30, 2026, his terms were extended during the pandemic. Given that we are now in 2025, that date is quickly approaching, and Barca has been eager to renew with De Jong once more, but to no effect. According to Relevo, Barca has urged the Dutchman and Ronald Araujo to commit before June 30, 2025, or else they would be put on the transfer market. Sport has reported that the club believes De Jong is deliberately attempting to expire his contract so he can depart for free. De Jong responded that it is an issue for the newspapers here, in Spain, but for me it isn't when asked about the subject in an interview with Football International. I want to play football and then I'll see what the club wants to do with me and then I'll decide what I want to do, together with my agent and my family, De Jong said. People think I want to stay at Barcelona forever because life outside football is very good here, and it's good, but it's still less important what happens on the pitch. If I felt like I couldn't contribute enough, or if the team couldn't compete, I would leave. De Jong said that he believed the trophy hall in Catalonia would have been larger by now, having completed nearly 6 terms in Blaugrana. I have to admit that when I signed for Barcelona I didn't imagine that I would win only one league, a Copa del Rey and a Spanish Super Cup after 4 years. I expected at least twice as much, so that disappoints me. Things happen and you can't predict them, he told. De Jong stated that the time following an ankle injury sustained in April versus Real Madrid, which kept him out until October, has been the most challenging phase of his career thus far, despite the fact that he is clearly back in action. At first I was busy day and night with that ankle. As soon as I woke up, I felt it immediately. Has it swelled? Now I've almost lost that feeling. However, the ankle has become something I have to take into account. By this I mean that I will have to continue to give it extra attention, in the form of care. One player has it in his knee and I have it in my ankle, De Jong stated. For someone who loves football as much as I do, it seemed like an eternity. It was really the most difficult period of my career. I was also out of Ajax for a while, I think it was in 2018. I was on the sidelines during training when it happened. I tried to block a ball and landed badly, tearing the ligament in the ankle of my other foot. But it was nothing compared to this injury, De Jong said to conclude. Second news is that Barcelona and Spain's top division have been embroiled in a public spat over the €60 million, £50 million, summer acquisition from RB Leipzig. Before they could sign Olmo for the second half of the season, the Catalan powerhouses had to find a new revenue stream due to La Liga's stringent financial requirements. By selling the rights to Camp Nou's VIP boxes for the next 20 years for €120 million, club president Joan Laporta seemed to have raised the required sums, but the money for that appearance-saving agreement could not be assured by the deadline of December 31. Olmo was taken down from La Liga's website after Barcelona's repeated requests for an extension were denied. In the worst scenario, he exercises his right to depart as a free agent, but Barcelona will still be responsible for paying Leipzig the remaining transfer cost and the whole contract value. However, Olmo has appeared to be undeterred by the difficult circumstances. The Euro 2024 winner paused to sign autographs for supporters as the first player to take the field for Barcelona's open training session following the winter break. Olmo smiled warmly and said everything's fine during a quick, on-camera conversation with supporters. Additionally, the player's agent has emphasized his client's wish to remain at Barcelona. Olmo, who graduated from the club's renowned academy, capped off a social media post with 2 heart emojis in Barcelona's club colors to mark the start of a new year. The forward may soon become a free agent as his registration expires, and numerous Premier League clubs are allegedly interested in signing him despite this public position. Since Barcelona is unable to resolve this complicated issue by loaning him out for the last 6 months of the season, Olmo secures a clause in his contract that would enable him to end his legal obligations to the team. According to The Athletic, Barcelona is still optimistic that a solution can be reached, even in the face of overwhelming evidence to the contrary. Since all of the money from the VIP seating agreement is supposed to arrive by this date, Mundo Deportivo has set Friday, January 3rd, as the new deadline for another desperate attempt to get Olmo through.